Thank you. And we're doing this induction because for us, this is a big day. We have close to 40 new state attorneys that is going to address our critical manpower bottleneck. That brings now the total number of prosecutors we have in the office of the DPP to 428, which is still a drop in the ocean considering the number of stations we have. We have 147 field stations in the country with 19 regional offices, and so that is close to 170 offices across the country. And as I said, one of our biggest bottlenecks has been understaffing. By end of last financial year, we were only at about 40% staffing level, and that affects service delivery because you don't have enough staff, human resource to support the critical functions that the office plays. We're talking about perusing police files, providing support to police during criminal investigations, presenting cases to court, and doing other management functions in the office of the DPP. And so receiving these 38 new state attorneys for us is a great day. It's a very significant thing. It is going to help us to service the courts which have been struggling because of absence or shortage of state prosecutors and state attorneys, and we brought this. We decided to do an induction because it's critical for us to ground them in what their role is, also get to know them, assess their capabilities, and essentially drill them into the role of the office of the DPP, their functions, the do's and the don'ts. But key is we really want to improve the integrity and ethical conduct in the institution. And so we think when we start doing that right at the beginning, it yields the greatest results. And we decided to bring them out of Kampala because we want them to be settled, no distractions, we want them to be very focused. We have support from the government, of course, but also support from partners like IDLO, International Development Law Organization, and the Kingdom of the Netherlands. They have supported us in this training. And so we're going to be here for a full week and covering almost all aspects of prosecution work. And for us, that's a great thing. We still have, we still, before we did this recruitment, we had a critical shortage of staff, and we are not servicing close to 80 courts across the country, and that really affected service delivery. You can imagine magistrates sitting in court their cases, but there's no prosecutor to prosecute the cases. It's in some ways sort of a wastage of government resources because you have a justice chain which is not complete. I think the correct way to do it is to make sure the justice chain is complete wherever we go. Where there is a police station to do the investigation, there must be the office of the DPP to guide the police on the investigations, but also to present the cases to court. Then there must be a court to hear the cases, and then there needs to be a prison to keep these people. So the whole justice chain must work together, what government calls the whole of government approach. And so if there's one sector that is making intervention, the ideal thing should be all the critical stakeholders need to be engaged and they need to move together. I think what has been happening is that one stakeholder is supported and is moving ahead of the others, and it's been a big problem, and it's put a lot of pressure on us. There is a lot of outcry from the public. There are difficult things like supervision of staff because it breeds inefficiency. When staff have too much work to do, you can't supervise them because they're full of excuses. Yes, they state attorney, why are you not working on the files for 2 days? And then he will explain to you, yeah, but yesterday I was in court from morning up to evening. I had no time for office. The other day I had to go to court. There is high court, there's magistrate's court, there's the city. It breeds inefficiency, but also now that also, of course, sometimes creates room for unethical practices in there. And that is what we're really trying to address as an office. So what are our key, some of our challenges in office. Understaffing is still there. Thank you for the Parliament and Finance for this 38, but I am asking for more. We need more. Actually, we need 100. My promise was I want 100 by end of year. If I can get 100 more, that will really ease the pressure, and then we can stagger the rest from there. But I need more staff. But we are also trying to digitize, because one of our critical bottlenecks is the efficiency of service delivery. It takes too long to move a file from Kisoro all the way to headquarters if there's a complaint, to address a complaint, public concern, and we're trying to digitize. We're asking Minister of Finance to support us so that we can have all our cases in digital form, and so we can do our work whether we're home or wherever it is, following again the lead of the judiciary, because judiciary, I think the Chief Justice committed that by end of June, he wants all courts which are ECMIS enabled to be paperless, and so we have no option but we have to catch up. And so that is one of our biggest challenges, that inefficiency. And so we're trying to work out how we can do drive a very aggressive digital transformation agenda in the institution, so that if there is a problem, you have a problem in Kisoro with an officer because the officer is either misbehaving or you think they have taken a wrong decision, that decision should be corrected immediately, and it should be able to be corrected from wherever, whether by the DPP or the deputy DPP, in real time, without waiting for the physical file to come immediately, but in a matter of hours, not days. And so this is where we want to go. That's the vision we have for the institution. And so we're still working on how we do that. I am hopeful that in the next few years, we will achieve that.